Welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of Model with Mel. This is a series where I take you through me modeling and designing a stock plan that my business partner for my residential design firm and also my best friend, Emily, she designs the floor plans, and I take those floor plans and model them and bring them to life and design the exterior here live with you all on Model with Mel. And the idea is that she's creating the floor plans, I'm creating the exteriors, bringing them to life in Revit for the 3D views and all of the construction drawings. And then we're going to create a stock plan database for our residential firm. So you guys know how this works. If you don't, I'm also streaming live to YouTube. I'm sharing my screen so that you can literally see everything that I'm doing and everything that I'm clicking on in Revit. I do prop up my phone and show you guys my screen here on Instagram, but it's not the same, right? Like screen sharing over on YouTube is just you can see every single thing I'm clicking on. You're also going to be able to see my face the whole time because I have a webcam going. So if you want to go over to YouTube and pop on there, the live is great and the replay will be there as well. I'm going to put you guys up on Instagram. Hello to everybody joining. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be modeling together and I'm going to put everybody on Instagram up into the stand facing the screen so you guys can see my model and what I have going on here, and we're going to get into it today. All right, we're going to keep going with our exterior. My phone is so foggy. Oh my goodness. This is hard getting you guys in the stand. Hello. All right, and I'm going to do a little bit of a zoom out here. So this is the Revit model. Again, like I said, I'm screen sharing on YouTube and you can see my face at the same time. But this is the Instagram prop up. Let me see if I can turn my screen here for you guys so you can see it a little bit better. What we got going on. We're going to be finishing placing our windows today on this elevation. We might get into changing some of the materials up. And also, I think I'm going to work on this front porch area because it's looking a little bit bland. So, I need to move my entire properties bar over because it's in the wrong spot. And I hate when I accidentally pull it out because it's the worst to get it to go back like docked up over here. I'm just hovering over it very carefully. I'm trying to undock both of these so that I can put them on the right, but I think I can only do it one at a time, which is kind of annoying. And now I'm trying to dock them again. And like I said, docking them is just the worst. All right, so I moved my properties and my project browser over to the right just so I could see it better while we are doing this. These are just all the views, and this properties bar is really the important space in Revit. This is just where everything is organized in terms of sheets and all those things, but we're just focusing on modeling today. So this is what we have so far. This is what we've developed, the massing, the roofs. If I go to the floor plans, I'm going to forget everything's on the right because all right, so this is the first floor. This is the second floor, just for reference. These are the floor plans. And then this is the third floor. There's also a basement. So this is a massive house, a massive project. I love it. Last time on season 1, we did a smaller, more conservative project. This is definitely a more high-end, expensive, a lot of square footage project. So I'm going to go to the 3D again and just take a look at what we're doing. We had some windows placed, and I think today I'm going to work on developing this front facade. So if I go to the first floor plan, you can see that this whole side is cabinets. This is the dining room. This is a bathroom, just a toilet's in there. And then we have a front porch, which we've also started to model. So I'm actually going to bring this front porch over because it looks like I can't really tell what this column over here is doing. Sometimes Emily designs things and I'm not 100% sure. But one thing I don't have loaded in here that I do want to place in this live is garage doors, and I'm going to actually show you guys where I go to sort of start looking for families. So hello to everybody joining live. Anel, Sammy. We're looking at some garage doors. We're going shopping for garage doors right now for this project because I want something that looks good and is already designed. So I'm just moving my screen off real quick so I can log in. And then we're going to go garage door shopping. This is just like standard hatching for me. We're not keeping these materials. We're going to do something way better. I don't know why these walls aren't joined. What's going on here? Something weird. But hello, John. Welcome to the live. We're modeling a Revit project together. I think this just needs to come over. And then I could see that wall was sort of highlighted below. So yeah, the roof was not all the way over. So that wall was sticking up weird. And it just needed the roof to actually touch the side of the wall because it's connected to the roof, which means it's automatically being cut off. Oh, thank you, John. Okay, I logged into BIM object. This is like, I don't know if a lot of people know about this website, but it is my favorite. I literally feel like I'm going shopping. They better have a nice garage door or I'm going to be sad. Maybe I need to specify residential garage door. Because otherwise, I don't like these firehouse looking ones. We're going for residential. Okay, this one is promising. This one's got some curvature. That's also promising. This one's pretty standard. This is a high-end home, large scale. We want something that looks modern. We want something that looks sleek. This could be doing something for us. This looks like it's a restaurant. But it's also looking promising. So I'm going to download this, see what it is. So all these files are selected. I don't want all these files. So how do I deselect them? I only want the Revit files. We're going to download those. We're going to open it up, take a look, see if they're going to be working out for us. I'm just looking for a garage door right now for this modern high-end luxury home that we're modeling. 3 stories, finished basement, pretty massive. Emily designs the floor plans, my business partner for our residential design firm, and I bring them to life and design the exterior in Revit. And I do that here live with all of you. It's one of the highlights of my week. I love feeling like I have the freedom to literally create anything, like school again almost. But these are all working towards our portfolio for our website for our residential design business, which is super cool. So I downloaded some garage doors. We're just going to open those up, extract the zip file over on my other screen. Very boring things over here. And I'm going to open up the garage door in Revit, and we're going to see if it's modern enough for us. Anel says, do you know a way of editing BIM object families? I've downloaded some and tried to customize them, but the changes don't show up. Alrighty. So I don't have any, I guess I would need to like see an example of the object now. And I know you're going to be in Revit Foundation, so we could totally talk about this in the course, and you could send me some of the families that you're having problems with, just because every family is made differently, and it's one of those things I have to get into the file and sort of investigate how it's set up and why some of those changes aren't saving. Usually I'll take a BIM object family or any website, any family, and I will go in and I'll do a save as, and then I'll start making changes. Sometimes I will just make a very specific custom object that can't be stretched and put that into my project. This is taking a long time to upgrade, which kind of scares me a little bit. Usually it doesn't take this long. It's really struggling. While it's doing that, we have this screen open, and we're going to be continuing to look for some garage doors because I don't know what's going on with this one. Looks like it's finally opening. Wow! That is industrial. All this equipment. I have a feeling that this might just be something extra that I could check off in the Revit model once I load it in. That's crazy detailed though. Like, when people tell me, oh, I can't model something crazy in Revit, I'm like, do you know people model nuts and bolts? This literally has their, like, logo on it, a warning label on it, a chain. Like, are you joking? Someone took the time to model a chain in this? That's crazy to me. Like, the motor box is decked out with their warning labels all over it. Literally how it would be in real life. So I do like this door. I'm going to load it into the project. I hope that this is just for a taller garage door. And I hope that when I put it in, I can sort of have the option to control some of the things on the inside. If not, I'm just going to try and delete them out and just use the front of the office door, the garage doors, office doors. Because I do like these ones. I think they're pretty modern looking for the house we're going for, which we are kind of designing it together along the way, but I don't have a way to share my vision with you. You're just going to have to see it come to life, and you can offer suggestions on the live. If you can't stay for the live, you can always watch the replays. Again, screen sharing to YouTube, and the replay there is phenomenal to watch. So there's not that many garage doors. Kind of disappointed, but we're just going to see how this one works. So I'm going to click up here, load into project, and close. And then while that does that, I'm also just going to go off into the other screen and open Revit City. Revit City is pretty hit or miss. I don't think the quality of the families are as good because this is like a database where people can upload their families. Anyone can do that, whereas BIM Object is referencing manufacturers most of the time. So a manufacturer is going to make a better family because they want you to spec their project and they want you to use their model in your project, so you spec their project. So they make really good Revit models, so people use them and then will want to spec their product, and therefore they'll make more money. So let's place this garage door. There is a lot going on that we just don't need to see. Let's do a section box and see what it looks like. So it does look like none of that stuff up top came in to the project, which is great because it was unnecessary. I think it was just built into the family because if you want to do a taller door, it would those pieces would also need to be taller. But I do like how it is super accurate and realistic on the track system that it's going to show. One thing that I don't know is why it's showing up like this in floor plan. It could be before we were set to wireframe, but even on hidden line, we shouldn't really be seeing this because if we go to the 3D, that's something that is up above, high in the plan, and it shouldn't be being seen at this point. I am going to lower it, put it at the garage slab height, but still that should not be showing up here. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the family, I'm going to investigate some of the settings here and see what it's going to look like and if I can turn some of these things off in plan. So let's go to views, floor plans, and let's just see. I'm going to turn off the visibility in plan because I don't want that to show up in plan. I also really don't want any of these other things to show up in plan as well. I just want to make sure I don't turn the important thing off. So again, I'm just going into visibility graphics with those selected and unchecking plan. And then I'm going to load it back into the project, save the changes, load back into the project. Do I want to save changes? No, it's fine. It'll just override and save in my project, and hopefully those won't show up anymore because I don't need it to show up in plan. It would be nice to see that in an RCP, a reflected ceiling plan, if I wanted to plan out where structure was going to be, where light in the garage was going to be. So that did turn off a lot of things by unchecking that. I'm still a little confused why this is showing up. So I'm just going to pop back in there one more time. And if it doesn't shut off, it doesn't shut off. It is what it is. We'll roll with it. So it is checked off. I'm going to hide it, which is HH. And there's something else below it. So it looks like there's multiple of them. Probably because there's multiple of them in 3D. And they're all showing up in plan right now. So I have to individually select all of those and hide them each. So I just temporarily hid them all, went through them, turned off the visibility graphic in plan view, and I'm overriding that in the model. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we won't be able to see this track thing anymore. You should not be able to see that in floor plan. Floor plans are usually cutting at a 4-foot height in your floor plan around the mid-door, mid-window area. All right, so that solved that for us. This looks more appropriate. It is a little weird to me that this isn't sitting within the door. We have the door height set to 12, the door width set to 16. It's a little big. We can definitely adjust that, but it doesn't look like there's a way to adjust how it sits in the wall. In 3D, it looks fine. It just looks like a little weird in floor plan, but we're moving on. All right, so we're gonna do 2 garage doors. I'm gonna go to edit type. It looks like it's gonna make me change it somewhere else, which is weird, over here. Because the weird part about changing it over here, I'm not sure if it's gonna allow me to change them in different instances, but we're gonna see. So width of the door, we're gonna do 8 feet. I'm really hoping it's parametric, which means it's going to size down everything appropriately. And it did. Fantastic. We love that. And the height of the door will make 10 feet. So 8 by 10, that's pretty large. A standard garage door is probably 8 by 8. Because this is more high end and the garage door slab is always lower than the finished floor of the house, I want the head height of this to match on the exterior. Let's take our scope box out over here. I'm actually just going to turn the scope box off. So I'm going over to the properties and I am going to uncheck section box and get rid of that. So I want this to look good on the elevation. So we have it in floor plan. It's looking good on the floor plan. I'm going to see what we have going on here. And I'm going to make sure this is set in the garage slab, which it is. And 10-foot doors, a little bit excessive here. There could be things we could do to make this window situation kind of line up, but for now, I think the best thing to do is to just maybe put the height at what this head height is, and then add transom to this door over here. So that way we sort of have a consistent line between the windows and all of the doors. So that looks pretty good. I think we could add a little transom. Maybe not even, we could just make the door taller. But then would that be awkward? How tall is this door? It's 6'8". And then I'm just going to take a quick dimension going to the elevation, and we're going to just take a look at what the difference is here, because I'm going to take a design line, a detail line, and just draw that across. And I use detail lines, which are just 2D lines like you're drawing in AutoCAD, all the time for references and for just making sure things are aligned. So I can't remember if there's trim. There should be trim around these doors. I could have sworn the last time we decided we were going to have trim and we turned the trim on. So down here, it does say that the trim is on. It's set to exterior trim number 5, which is 3.5 flat casing. Again, these doors and windows are from Andersen website. It's a manufacturer in the United States, and they make really good door and window families. You can literally customize a million features of it. The casing is built in. I'm thinking maybe I just need to flip these and then the casing, because I'm not seeing that flat casing that's like around the window here. So that's why I think it's a little weird that it is supposedly checked off. Let's just do a scope box. All right. Let's go here again into the setting of the window. Let's pick trim number 6. See if that shows up. It could be just an error with that trim number, something wrong with the family. Usually I don't have any issues with Andersen families though, window families. But for some reason the casing is not showing up. And this is the inside. So alright, I'm going to uncheck that section box again. See how this window has like that casing trim around it? That's what should be happening here with the doors. I'm not really sure if it's an issue with the family or what it is, but there's other things we can do to give that cased opening look. I have modeled it in place before. I have just drawn it in with a split region before, which is really interesting. But I'm just going to align the heads here. Our garage door is pretty much accurate. And then if we wanted this, we would need a 1'6" about distance. So I am going to add a transom window just to get all the heads aligned. I think it'll make for a good, even, consistent front elevation. And then we're going to add in the porch details. We're going to go over some stair and railing things. And I might just paint the front section stone. We'll find like a stone hatch, bring that in. We can bring hatches in from AutoCAD and create them in Revit to show up very much like the one that's showing up right now, but it's just lap siding. So this window, I'm just going to put there. Again, it is trimmed out. For some reason, these doors are not showing trim the way that they should be showing trim. I'm trying to see if there's any setting that I missed, but nope, I entered in the trim number and it should be showing up. It's just not, and when I flip the door, it doesn't seem to have an effect on if there's trim showing up. Well, now I guess that does look like it has trim showing up. Let me go to the first floor plan. So these are in-swing doors, which means they are supposed to swing in all of the inside features. See how it's a different color? This is supposed to be on the inside of the building, and the black is on the outside of the building. So for some reason, it's really only giving us that trim on the inside, which is a little bit annoying. So let's go to the north elevation. I'm going to measure it. It's not even letting me pick up on the measurements, which is really weird. But it does look to be the right trim size. So what I might do, because I really don't want to have to draw in the trim, and sometimes this is what happens when you're using Revit. You just have to figure out what's going on and figure out a workaround for things. People don't like it because of that. Everything has its issues though. So There's always a solution. Sometimes the easiest solution is to just be like, okay, this is the outside of the door. Let's just change the material from wood to black and it'll look the exact same and the trim will be showing up, and that is what it is. So I just pulled up the material browser. I'm just searching for the block material that the other things are. And we're about to see it look consistent across the board. All right, there we go. So even though it's the inside door, it has the casing around it, and that is what's most important to us at this time. I don't have to model it all. It would be in our favor to just flip everything around and use the casing. So that's what we're gonna do. So work smarter, not harder. All right. So the windows, I do definitely think were backwards. It's hard to really tell because the way things are set up here. See, exterior panel is set to black and interior is set to wood. So based on that, you'd think. But the way it looks in floor plan looks pretty correct now, even though it's technically backwards. Who knows? Whoever could have made the family could have just messed it up. We don't know. Hello to Celestine. Now we have our trim. Beautiful. We have this transom we just placed. I want to change the color of it. And we have our front elevation. Everything is looking really good. And we're gonna copy a new door over here. And then we're gonna do some deck stuff. I think I'm gonna model the deck planking. We're gonna do the railing. We're gonna do a stair. We're gonna do this a different material, I think, with some trim. Let's see how much we can get done. We've already been modeling for 27 minutes, and that just blows my mind. Sometimes I don't understand where the time goes. All right. Again, we're just going in, changing the color of the window so everything looks pretty and black and consistent. I'm very like black and white. We're going to do some stone material here. We're going to make it a little bit more interesting. Trust me. But that's pretty much what we're working with right now. So, all right. Gonna go to the floor plan, and I'm just gonna make sure our garage doors are evenly spaced between here and here. So I'm just gonna take some dimensions and let Revit help me out. I'm also just gonna hide the CAD floor plan for a second, so that we're just looking here. So I think 6'4" from the outside. We'll just match that. Maybe let's do 8 here. Or 7. I think I want them to be closer together. When I design, I feel like Revit is my best friend because I like to see how things feel, how they look and how they feel, and being able to just quickly adjust things in the elevations and in 3D to see how things can look and feel. It's my jam. So I think that is what looks the best. We're gonna leave it, and we're gonna design some deck and deck railing and deck roof right now. So I'm gonna put the railing in, and then we're most likely gonna have to change it because it's gonna look weird. With railings, you can only create one line at a time, so you have to literally exit and then go back in order to create a separate railing, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. We have the railing here. I gotta look to see what it looks like in 3D. It's just a wire bar railing. We can add some posts manually, or we can add them like every 4 feet. If we go into edit type, we can go to baluster placement, and it will actually allow us to add in some balusters, but I personally like to just place little posts. So what I do is I go to column, I go to architectural, I have wooden timber columns loaded in. I'm going to use 5x5, and I literally just place them where the post would be. And then I'm just going to put one like in the middle, because you really don't need that many. And when you build it into the Revit railing family, you have a little bit less control on like when they show up. And honestly, I just think it's easier to just do the straight railing, and then any pieces you can just model with that timber. And that's how I've always done it. You can, of course, do things many different ways in Revit, but that's my preferred way. Okay. I have a weird material assigned to them. We're going to go in a wood ceiling material, I'm not sure why, and we're going to make it white. So the idea here is that the columns would be trimmed out in white siding, or like white cementitious trim board. It's telling me white isn't found. Like, I know I have a white created. White. A white. There it is at the bottom. Alright. We're going to leave like that. I also think this material needs to be a little bit darker, so we're going to go into edit type, and we're going to do wood flooring. We're going to make it a little darker. What we're also going to do is we're going to drop this down 7 inches from the door, so we step up into it. But we only want to step up in like 6 inches. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to model the little deck pieces. And it's super quick. I'm going to just click on the floor. I'm going to hit edit type. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to say deck planks. You can literally create any little piece in Revit. You just have to be creative with what you've been given. So deck planks, I'm going to go in. I'm going to delete the finish. Or actually, I think I'm just going to delete this. No, it doesn't matter. I did delete it before I figured out what material it was. It's wood flooring. So we're just going to go in. We're going to type in wood flooring, because we do want it to be the same color. And then we're going to delete that layer, and we're going to make this layer 1 inch thick. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create similar. We're going to set to the 1 inch deck planks, and we're going to just draw those in. And what I do is I just do one little rectangular boundary. I take a dimension. They're going to be 5.5 inch planks. I make one, and then I just copy them all. And I'm literally going to place them within like 3/4 of an inch of each other. I was using AutoCAD the other day, so now I'm like used to pressing enter after I do everything. I do freelance work for a guy I've known forever. He's an architect who has a solo practice, and I've literally been freelancing for him since like 2019. But he uses AutoCAD, and whenever I switch from AutoCAD to Revit, I'm always pressing enter over and over again. All right, so I'm going to hit constraint. I'm going to hit multiple, so I can just do this all in once instead of going in and out. And we're just literally copying that profile everywhere. over and over again everywhere across the entire floor. And this is going to give you the added depth and realistic imagery to your deck, because you're actually going to have these planks. I don't know what that secondary line is here, but we're just going to make the deck go to it. All right. And then we're going to make our floor underneath match up. And now we have these 3D planks of the decking. And when you bring that into Lumion or a secondary rendering software, it's pretty fantastic. So I'm going to do negative 6 inches to accommodate for the 1 inch height. So it sits in on top. And then we're going to move this down and these down. I guess it won't let me move everything at once, so we're just going to move that negative 6. And we're going to move these down negative 6. And then let's place a roof, and then something about these windows don't feel right. So if I bring the floor plan back, the detailed one from Emily, and I put this back on wireframe, we're going to see there's a closet and a toilet here. I'm just trying to see if there's any way that I could center these windows for in elevation. This doesn't feel balanced to me. I want these windows to be centered somehow. I want to put a roof here. I want this to be a different material. And these windows are really throwing me off. So we're going to go to first floor plan. We're going to place them centered between the deck and that wall. So I just did a quick dimension, and this is one of my favorite things about Revit. Once you dimension something like this, right, I want it to be dimensioned here to here, and I have the center line of the window. All you have to do is click on the dimension string and hit EQ. And it puts it in the center. Life-changing. Way more balanced. Not sure what that's going to do to the floor plan, but we will worry about that later. We might be able to just do put the bathroom here. So then there's a closet here, and then this whole room is the bathroom, and this closet is just a part of the bathroom. Something like that. Potentially. All right. We're going to place a roof. We're going to do a little roof. And I don't really know what type of roof I want to do here yet. Again, I got to look. I got to see how it feels balanced. We're going to put this on the second floor. It's looking a little bit like a dunce cap at the moment. We have a lot of hip roofs, and I just don't know if a standard peak gable would look appropriate on the overall project. But we're going to start there, because that is like what you do for a lot of roofs over porches. So I'm just right now staring at it, figuring out what I like, what I don't like, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. Definitely got issues with this roof. Do I want to close it off and put a wall there? Do I want to do a different one? Go back to here and cut it off somehow? Could do like a roof cutoff, I'm pretty sure, with this type. Cutoff level, second floor. That didn't work. Let's see what just a shed roof looks like. It's a little steep. Let's bring it down. What if we did the shed roof with a gable roof? So let's copy that. Copy to same place. Edit footprint. Check off these two slopes. Uncheck this slope. Okay. This could be giving. She's demure. She's classy. It's not too much. It's not too much roof. It's just enough roof. Oh my god. I feel like if you're not on TikTok, you're not going to get the meme that I just said. But it's fine. We're fine. I want to be able to connect this roof to this roof. Join. Roof join. It's gonna let me join the bottom of it. Usually it's just joining the tops of roofs. Oops. I think if I pull this in here and then use the roof join tool, which is literally hidden up in that corner, and it's like one of the best tools. We're just gonna select the edge of this roof. I'm gonna select the face of this roof, and it says roof cannot be joined. Why not? So I usually make the profile really small, and then I let the tool do the rest of the work. Again, roof can't be joined. Is it because it's not hitting the slope all the way? We gotta slope it up a little bit more? What's going on? What's going on? Roof cannot be joined. Why not? So it just keeps telling me roof can't be joined. Roof can't be joined. Why? Is it because it's level? Does it need to be higher up? Just problem solving. Yes, that was why this whole time. If I move it down, I want it to be in this roof. Why can't I join it when I move it down? Literally just moving it down with my keyboard, and it's letting me, and it's keeping it joined. Revit is just so weird sometimes. So weird sometimes. Okay, so let's see if we can lower the slope to meet exactly. Oop. That's probably good. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I think I want to extend this over. Okay. That is working for me. It's working for me. We're going to run this all the way to the side of the house. Literally, I design in 3D a lot. But I don't recommend doing that if you're a beginner. It can mess things up. I just have been using Revit for so long. 8 years is a really long time. And I just know, oh, it's picking up on that wall. That blue wall is highlighted, so that's where it's going to stop, and it's going to be aligned. But if you have just started using Revit, you're not going to want to do that, because you'll very easily mess up. We're also just going to edit the footprint to match the shape so it doesn't go into the house, now that we've decided we're doing this. An entire roof along the front, entire roof there. That's unchecked. We only need these two. That one sloped. Beautiful. Let's add a soffit. So a straight ceiling. There's architecture, roof, there's a soffit tool. Literally everything you could ever want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw the outline of this. I forgot we ran this straight. And right now I don't even really know if it's matching the roof. I'm just guessing. Pretty sure I drew it correctly. The roof above. What is this? Pinned. It's hard. There's so many lines when I have the CAD file on, and I don't really need the CAD file on right now. This is just all Emily's details of like furniture and all those things, and we are just focused on the exterior right now. And so I don't really need it on. I had it on because we were figuring out where we were going to place windows and the elevation. So I'm just going to close that. Temporarily hide it. And temporarily hiding things is just HH in Revit. You're going to want to learn the short commands as fast as possible because it's going to make your life so much easier. Putting that on the second floor, and we're in business. We're in business. I'm going to join these with the little joiner tool. And we're in business. Okay, I'm also going to join that with the joiner tool. Looking fantastic. Except for the fact that this is a little bit off. I really hope this doesn't mess up. Unjoin elements. No! I just want it to be aligned. Let's try moving it. Unjoin element. Can't cut joined element. Why is it telling me that? Let's just shimmy it in. We're shimmying it in, and when it touches, it has an error, but we're pretty darn close. And so we're going to keep it like that for now. There's going to be a wall that goes here anyways, so it'll be fine. And then really, I think we're just going to put some windows on the second floor, right above. It's looking a little taller than I thought it was gonna be. We could do something cool with this bay and this bay, materiality wise. If we want to stack these windows. These are all bedrooms. That's the thing too. If they're all bedrooms, we got to think about the function just a little bit here. Just a little bit. So that's a bedroom. I don't know why she has the bed up against the window like that. Oh, she probably doesn't have a window. She does have a window there. We're keeping our window there. She also had like doors out to a deck here. We're not doing that. We're not doing a deck on a deck. I don't love it. I don't love a deck on a deck look. A little weird for me. So we're not doing it. What we are doing is copying this over. Maybe making it a triple. We'll center it in the room like she has the door centered. And then we'll take a look. Oops. Gotta put that on the third floor. Okay, we're not cutting anything. Maybe move it up. Where's the third floor here? And why is it saying that it doesn't have the ability to cut through? Third floor. 0. Third floor. Okay, not bad. We'll offset it at 1/6 sill height. Not bad. I do think this could be a little steeper now that I see it with the window. I do think this could be a little steeper as well. Let's just set a pitch to it, okay? Let's make it 12/12. And let's make this 9/12. Can make it a little bit higher at 10/12. Ooh, that's 10 feet. 110 inches. It's a little crazy. Get a little crazy. Maybe we'll put this back at 9. We'll make this 11. Alright, it is pretty steep looking. I don't love it. Again, the fact that I can just instantly change these things and see what it's going to look and feel like, nothing beats that. Instant. The client wants to know, what is it going to look like if it has this slope? What is it going to look like if it has that slope? Oops, let me just type it in real quick for you and we can check. 9.5. Honestly, the 9.5 isn't bad. Let's just do 10. All right, and then we are just gonna copy and paste this window up. I love symmetry. Okay, we're gonna copy and paste the window. This is at a 2-foot sill height. So why was he telling me it wasn't gonna work with a 2-foot sill height when I pasted it? Oh, goodness, okay. Yeah. Maybe we take this one away. I can't decide. Maybe we just need to divide the elevation with some trim and some different materials here so that I can really get away from this ugly thing. But we are on 3% phone battery, so we're really on a time crunch. I'm trying to do this last step so that I don't have to upload an ugly cover photo to the Model with Mel, because I'll cry. Okay. This wall can go up to the 3rd floor, so it should. Okay, we're going to delete that. Okay. We're going to copy these windows to clipboard. We're going to delete them. We're going to delete that wall. We're going to paste them in the same spot. Now we have this one wall. Beautiful. We're going to go back to the north elevation. We're moving fast here. We're going to lose battery, and I don't want my Model with Mel elevation on my page to look terrible. So we are selecting that. We're going to split the face right here, right along the porch. And what we're going to do is, this is going to be white paint. We're going to white paint this, for now at least. Okay. We're going to go to 3D. We're going to paint again. These two faces, beautiful. And then we're going to make this a stone. So I might have a stone made already. We have more time next time to sort of experiment and make our own. But I think for now, I'm just going to use the one that's loaded in. And we're going to paint that really quick. We are flying here because we're about to die. The camera is about to die, but we're fine. We're fine. Okay, it's a weird color. We're just going to change the color real quick. It's definitely a weird color. If we make it darker, we can still see the pattern lines. We can go in and change the pattern lines to be black, and they should stand out better. Hello. Great. And then this can stay lap siding for now. We just don't want it to be this god-awful yellow color. We're going to make it white. Okay, we're also going to make this stone, we're going to make it gray. Okay, and then we're going to be done for this week. Made a lot of progress on the front elevation. I'm also going to darken these really quick. Darken the roofs really quick. Again, we're rushing because my phone's about to die. And I just want a good front cover for my Model with Mel live cover. Okay, and I want us to be in a good spot. And it was not looking good a second ago before I just went and changed all those materials and painted the siding and we did a split face. We really just brought it to life. Like, this just goes to show you how quickly you can bring something from not cute to cute in Revit. All right, and we're gonna put a piece of trim here. We're probably gonna trim up the sides, and we're gonna do stuff to this whole corner. But this is what we're working with right now. This is what we got going on. Thank you guys for joining me live today. I hope you loved it. I hope you're following along. If you are, tag me in your Instagram posts. Tag me. Let me know how you're doing, how you're following along. And I'd love to see your progress. What materials are you picking? Are you changing anything about the design? And just share it with me, and I will comment on it. I love seeing everybody's work and collaborating on designs and ideas and different ways to do things. So I'm signing off now. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Model with Mel.